Hello everyone, welcome back to Workplace Wizards. We're a restaurant consulting company. We have many services. One of the services that we have is that we sell restaurant forms, checklists, and spreadsheets. And I actually create from scratch as well so they'll be customized. So if you're looking for a customized form, you can reach us at workplacewizards@gmail.com. And if you're looking for restaurant forms and checklists, you can visit my website, and that'll be www.workplacewizards.com. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this page. Let's go to daily sales shift one real quick so you can see what's going on here. Uh, this is the key page, so that would be daily sales sheet, week one, shift one. Enter the restaurant name. Once you enter your restaurant name, it'll populate to every page in the system. Date as well. Put the week beginning date in, and it will populate to every page in the system. Now, there are some restaurants where the work week begins on Monday, but there's some that actually could start on Sunday or Saturday. So we're going to go back one day, and I'll show you what this does. It basically changes everything to Sunday. If you put in the date for Saturday, it'll change it to Saturday. But we're going to go ahead and put six back in here and get it back to Monday. All right, so if you want to learn all about this daily sales sheet, you can go over here to your daily sales video tutorial, and it'll explain in detail how to work the system. All right, so basically what you're looking at here is the home page. It's full of buttons, full of categories, a lot of good information, easy access. Uh, Typically, down below here you see a lot of tabs. Uh, it's very long. It's like infinity worth of tabs. So what I've done was I closed it off and I created a home page with buttons so it's easy access. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the vendor sheets. I have vendor instructions here, so you just got self-explanatory. Read it. I would highly recommend doing so before you're working on it. The vendor log, which is right here. All right, so we got the vendor log, and it is divided into categories. As you can see, you got produce, you got meat, poultry, seafood, vegetables, French fries, appetizer, dairy, eggs, bakery, dry storage, candy if you have candy, and drinks. If you need to customize this, you can reach me again at workplacewizards@gmail.com, or you can call me at 800-753-0657, and we can just discuss customization specific to your needs. All right, so as you can see, the work week begins on 6/6 because we entered that in on the daily sales sheet, shift one, and it ends on 6/12. All right, so on the vendor logs, and this is what I would do. If it was a Monday and your manager checked in a produce order or Cisco, what they can do is check in the truck because they got to check it in, make sure that you received everything and that the totals are correct. Sometimes if you don't check the truck in and you leave it up to your vendor, they could be stealing from you, and they can actually not give you one case of something, and therefore it's going to cause a shortage on your behalf, and you only find that out when you do your inventory. So I would highly recommend that somebody check the order when it comes off the truck. Also, the manager on duty or the supervisor, just before they're done for their shift, they should take the invoice and enter the information into this program. I would not advise accumulating a week's worth of slips and entering them all at once. It's easier if you teach your managers that when the delivery is done, to take the slip, put it in the office, and at the end of the shift, either before or after they're done with their cash counts, to grab the slips and enter the information in. Now, if you don't have your invoices divided into categories, simply just contact your purveyors and tell them that you want everything divided up. And you want to know what you're going to, in departments. Basically, you want to know what you got going in produce, meat, seafood. They can do that for you. All you got to do is ask them; they'll filter it for you. All right. So basically, you're going to put your invoice number in here, and we're going to say that it's 1,000. You got your supplier, invoice date, if there was a credit, and invoice amount. So if you were to put your invoice credit here and invoice amount, it's going to subtract it over here. or rather add it and then subtract it over here. So if we were to put $5 in there, it's going to bring it down to 10. All right, it's important that you put your credits in because that's going to reflect on your inventory whether it's an overage or shortage. All right, so $15 is what the item is. Uh, as you're entering the information, if you enter it all, then once you're done, then you have what they call a breakdown all the way to the bottom. And as you're entering the information in, it's going to break it down here. This is just quick at a glance. Once you're doing it, so once you got it in, you're good to go. You got a week 1, you got a week 2, week 3, week 4, and a week 5. All right, now these figures are all linked into your inventory pages on your percentage. You can't figure out a food cost percentage without your vendor log linking into it. All right, so let's go back, and we have another little tool I want you to look at. It's called the vendor department totals, and it's at a glance. It's completely protected. All these numbers actually pull from the vendor log, so it's just going to give you a quick glance of what you spent on produce, the grand total, and the percentile based on your sales. And these figures down here are going to be pulling from your daily sales sheet. So like I said, you don't have to do anything on this page whatsoever. So you basically have your week 1 through 5 food, and then you got 1 through 5 on your paper, chemicals, small words, glass, china, linen, and maintenance. And of course, if you want to take maintenance out, for instance, just go to Format up here on Protect, and then pull that off, and then make sure you protect the page so that formulas that might be in the dark shaded cells won't inadvertently be erased. And then down here are your subtotals of food and non-food totals. And it gives you a breakdown out from your non-food, what percentage of your sales is non-food totals, and then your food totals. You got a comment section down here, so you can actually put some comments in. You know, if there's a particular problem, or maybe your food cost is a little too high, or maybe you had some product that just wasn't, you didn't get credit for it yet, put it here, and that way you can kind of say, wow, that's why I didn't get my credit just yet. All right, so anyway, let's go back to home. And I think we're done at this point right now for the vendor log and vendor totals. I do thank you for visiting us. The next video that we're going to be doing is number 6. So the part 6 to films, that'll be the inventory and food costing section. That's my favorite section. That'll probably take just a little bit longer. I thank you for joining us. Have a great day.